Happy time, my damies, Top Cat here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are back inside the Crucible. We are running on our Solar 3.0 Titan, and this is a new fun one. Who doesn't love chucking knees in people's faces, and not only making one person blow up, but making everyone blow up. For the exotic of choice for our build today, we'll be using the Peregrine Greaves. The armor perk is Peregrine Strike. All shoulder charge abilities, in this case Hammer Strike, deal bonus damage when activated in the air. This also provides a small benefit to airborne effectiveness stat of all our weapons. Of course, a one-shot melee is always advantageous, and Bungie have gone back and forth a lot of times trying to balance having a one-shot melee, but this does feel balanced. It hasn't been popular for a long time, being that shotguns would always just stop you in your tracks. But now that shotguns have kind of been balanced and eked out, these kind of feel a lot nicer now, and you can kind of shoulder charge people. You know, there is a bit of a skill gap, but yeah, you can still run up to people, knee them in the face, and there's an awful lot of fun and still practical as well, particularly on the Solar Titan, being that this has the greatest lunge. But the best part of Solar 3.0 has made it so now that you don't just kill one, you can kill multiple people. In this clip right here, one shoulder charge, one kill, and just watch all those ignitions. It is a full team wipe with one shoulder charge. Mental. So for this build, we're obviously going to be using the Hammer Strike. After sprinting for a short time, your screen's going to get all blurry, and that's going to allow you to click your melee and slap somebody in the face with a hammer. We'll be using Ember Ashes. This will allow us to apply more Scorch stacks. Ember of Eruption. Your solar ignitions have increased area of effect. Ember of Char, our ignitions spread more Scorch to affected targets, and then Ember of Searing, defeating Scorch targets grants us melee energy in return. So the Hammer Strike with the Peregrine's combination allows you to get that one hit kill, and more importantly, it has enough Scorch stacks to create an ignition. The ignition is the key to this, because we punch one person in the face and it's going to blow everyone else up, because they're going to be sprayed with Scorch and then ignite. And you get those big butter booms, which are so great. But you will have to run these fragments specifically, otherwise you won't be laying up enough Scorch tags to get that ignition. And that's what you really need to make this really work and make it really shine, is that massive implosion of a Scorch, and just watch everyone burn around you. You need to run up to get this, but you can just run up against a wall if you want to get that lunge nice and quick and easy, like I did there. For our aspects, we're going to be using Soul Invictus. This is going to drop sunspots upon death when people are scorched to death, and in turn this will also help scorch other people in the area as well. Sunspots, we know, have been nerfed, but it's still really strong and not to be underestimated, like this poor Guardian here did. He may have taken me out, but I took him down too. We'll also be using the Roaring Flames solar aspect. This is just going to make our solar abilities more potent. It goes up to a stack of 3. This isn't necessary to help out our ability gameplay. This is going to be fine with the use of the fragments. This is more to be used for the Burning Maul super itself. And the Burning Maul is currently my super choice inside of the Crucible, primarily being the fact that it's got a shorter cooldown. It's not as cool and as potent, but you can be versatile with it, and once you got that stack of 3 up, you can kind of wipe a team out pretty easily. As you can see, it is nicely devastating, but it's a little bit of an acquired taste, but it is still fun. For our weapon of choice, we're using the new Ostringer. I'm using it with Stability Masterwork, Small Bore, Ricochet Rounds, either Storm and Rangefinder. I've gone with the Rangefinder of the Storm combination for a couple of reasons. Stability is really important now in terms of making a weapon feel nice. I've always personally preferred a little bit of stability with my 140 hand cannons. I know it hasn't always been the popular choice. Everyone just normally likes to chuck range at these things, but to me, a little bit of stability's gone a long way. Either Storm is a great dueling capability, and particularly when you add this much stability to it, it makes it particularly good as a dueling hand cannon. And being now that we can forge this ourselves, is very easy to get your hands on it. Most people probably already have a roll similar to this already, and it is easy enough to tweak. I'd recommend giving it a little tweak. If you haven't, chuck some stability at it and see how your dueling just is that much easier. It takes a lot more flinch to knock you off their head now, and when they're flinching you, you're also getting that Eye of the Storm perk that's just making you magnetize towards their heads. We've still got enough range in this hand cannon, and the enhanced rangefinder really helps it push that a little bit further. We're pairing this with the Without Remorse shotgun, also another seasonal shotgun, using handling small bore, accurized, hipfire grip, and fragile focus. Hipfire grip has been buffed over the last 2 seasons now, and it works really nice on this shotgun, I must admit. Being that this build is so much around just running up and kneeing people in the face, you're always in close quarters. We don't often have time to ADS, and so we want to be shooting from the hip as much as we can, and this gives us that little bit better aim assist when we're knocking people in the chest or in the face. Its lightweight maneuverability also really comes in handy. I really do love a lightweight frame. It's good across all of the stats, you know, your handling, your reload, your stability, your range, your impact. It kind of just does everything well, and that's one of the things I love about these lightweight frames so much. The perk Fragile Focus is going to give us that range buff that we always want. More range in a shotgun, we can never not. I know it's not active all the time, but you know, you're not hurt all the time, are you? So it just gives you that slight advantage when you're leading into a gunfight. For a heavy, I'm running Heart Shadow. You can run whatever you want, but there is something cool you can do with this. You pick up the heavy ammo, do the little invis attack, and now we can go in there, head in there, smack people in the face with a hammer, and they have no idea that I was even coming at them. For our mods on my helmet, I am double stacking shotgun targeting. We are double stacking melee kickstart on our gauntlets. We are running Radiant Light. This is just to boost up our strength stat. Unflinching hand cannon aim. On our legs, we are running a powerful fringe just to give us a bit more mobility, and double stacking shotgun holster. On our bum flap, we are running solar fulmination just to push those ignitions from 7 to 11 meters, and we will also be double stacking outreach. This will reduce our melee cooldown when we use our class ability. So being that this is a hammer strike build, we want to have as much of this as possible at our disposal. So we've just slapped somebody in the face. We've got 100 strength. We've also got that double kickstart. That's going to give us 30% of our melee straight up off the bat. We chuck down a shield, and that's going to further give us a bit more melee energy. So from using our melee to getting another one, it's about 18 seconds. Very good cooldown, and that way we can just keep chucking knees in people's faces and burning any allies that are around them. The Peregrine Greaves have been overlooked for quite some time, but they are really strong. I mean, they're strong enough to take out Spectral Blades. That is one of the highest armored supers in the game currently. But on top of that, we can also use this to take out whole fire teams. That's 6 people there just destroyed with 1 simple knee to the face. But you can use this all the time because you have such a high uptime with this. I've been using Healing Grenade, as this is, being that we have solar fulmination, this can do a little bit of damage to yourself, so I use this just to help heal yourself when you go in there. Particularly you are running nice and close to people, so you do want to be aware that they have the potential to shut you down. So Healing Grenade's awfully good, and I find it a little bit better than the Classy Restoration, as this takes a little bit of time to put down. Anyway, my damies, that is the build for today. This works really well inside of 6s. It does work in trials, but I mean, I mainly built this for 6s, and particularly really been enjoying this inside of Rift Iron Banner, if you would. If you liked, please chuck us a like. If you're new and you really liked, chuck us a sub. Comment down below if you've got any questions. And as always, tippy tie my damies, what a tie.
Bottom of everything, he's the most tip-top